We're on.
In slow. Okay, this is the greatest show in many, many months. Then we're going live. We're right here.
We're
You
late.
guys-
On a slow story. We're late.
Oh, we're late. Okay. Well, maybe screaming baboons waiting in righteous anticipation. They thought we didn't come on or whatever.
Talking through the intro music, Rip.
Oh, it don't make. It's not making music out here, so I didn't know.
Head bob is indication of music.
Well, okay, at least you got your Yankees hat on, which that's looking good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Is it still on, or is it still off, or what?
The Yankees hat's still on, yeah.
Yeah, the Yankees hat's still on. Is the music still playing?
No, I don't. No more head bob. You see?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not head bobbing, right?
That's the secret. That's the key.
That's the Iggy Rip. That's the. I mean, it's been 3.5 years. You gotta get with it, man.
Well,
I mean, I just can't keep leading this every week from
well,
scratch.
you're going to have to.
Just wish you could catch on a little bit, you know.
No, I can't catch on to nothing. You know.
Just act like you've been there before. Hey, welcome to Wrestling with Rip Rogers. Ask Rip Rogers Live. Today is Friday, August 22nd, 2025. Rip is fresh off the CAC, the what's it called? Cauliflower Alley Club Spectacular.
It was the greatest CAC we had this week.
Wow, I thought it'd be the greatest CAC this year. Is it only once a year? It's only once a year, isn't it?
Yeah, it's once a year.
So the greatest one you've been to for a while, huh? Many months.
Many months, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. So how was it? Give us was it okay? Pretty good?
Let's see. I give it the old thumbs up. You know.
Thumbs up. All right.
Yeah. Saw a lot of people I hadn't seen in a long time. Seeing a lot of people I didn't want to see. You know. But all of a sudden, between them not remembering what we hated each other about, and me not remembering what it was all about, it was the greatest in many, many months. So it was the greatest Cauliflower Alley Club extravaganza with the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Saw some of the greatest matches there. I mean, I woke up twice to see them going on, but just tremendous show. All the women were dressed to kill. They all had their girdles on to make, and then give it the waist twist to make themselves look like they were 15, 16, 47 years ago, whatever. So I'd have to give it the double thumbs up. So what the hell?
Speaking of girls there.
Now there's old Missy there. They look good. You know,
I mean, I heard a rumor this was your view from your hotel room.
Well, it was just when I was a little bit, and my hand did sneak down south. My right hand did sneak down south a little bit when I was watching those things, but I just thought that was just another day in the life of, and that was normal. I think you would. I think if you had that view right now, and you was looking, I think since you're a lefty, your left hand would go down. Whatever.
Like she's looking right at me right now.
I think she is.
Like
I think
right at me.
She's probably watching us live.
She probably is.
Probably.
Did you tell her about our show? Did you tell her to start watching it?
Let's see. I think I was going to, but I forgot.
So she's not going to be on anytime soon. You didn't invite her on. Uh-oh, here we go. 4 minutes in, Rip's gone. Oh, he's back.
See, I'm in the show. I gotta thank that spam risk calling in to cut me off. But that was a pretty good recovery. I said, okay, I'm in.
So Missy Hyatt's not going to be on our show anytime soon. Is that what you're saying?
I don't think so.
Would have been cool.
That would have been that would have been the greatest show, whatever the show was that day, in many, many months.
Yeah, I would like to have her on, man. Do people recognize you there at CAC with that big old beard? People know who you were?
Well, when I had somebody else's nameplate on his rib.
Name tag?
Yeah.
Whose name tag did you have on?
Vinny Bellatos.
Why did you do that? Just as a rib?
Yeah, just as a rib. Because everybody.
Now, is that a real person?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, that was his real name.
Was he there?
Yeah, because I was talking to him on. Yeah, we was in the Kansas City and the Maritimes together.
So what was his wrestling name?
Vinny Valentino.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Rib.
He was looking good. He had all the pictures of his career, yesteryear, this and that. I said, well, hell, at least I can tell who you are in your picture, but I couldn't tell who I was in my picture. So that's always a plus. And he's over there sitting by a Maserati. So of course, we did sit directly across from each, or we could see eyeball to eyeball. And then she would look down all the time, acting like she wasn't enthroned with my presence and shit. She didn't want to. I knew it was getting bubbly down there. I could just tell.
Wow. What are you drinking today? Tea? Is that tea?
No, it's the iced tea bottle.
So it is tea.
No, it's the iced tea bottle. But I got my 2-liter 125 from Dollar Tree, the generic cola. Diet generic cola. I poured it in here. Oh. So I'll take that there and then I'll fill it back and walk to the gym and have that for all my energy for the day.
Wow. See who's in the house today. Todd Montgomery in the house. Bull Diggin in green in the house. Oh shit, man. I still haven't taken care of Bull Diggin's request. You got to remind me of that, Rip. This is
your
show.
What was that? The sexual request he was desiring from a guy about 6'5" with a Yankees hat on, with the big arms. Was that what that was?
I think it was the only Grandpa Only fans request is what he had.
Oh, okay. Oh, Grandpa.
So I think it'd be more probably your style. Shane Parks in green, going to be 97 in Roseburg, Oregon today. Well, today in Indianapolis, finally it's 71 and cool, baby. Feels so good here.
107 here, so what the hell, right?
Big George in the house. Hey, yo, thanks, George, for helping Rip and myself get this CAC set up. A lot of thanks to George. Puzzy Monster in the house. Let's see. George Jetson in the house from outer space. 70QQ audio and video is good. Let's see. Manny Valverde in the house. T Weasel in the house. He sent me a match today on Facebook. You and Savage teaming up against Bob Roop and somebody. I can't remember who it was.
Manny sent you a tape?
Well, it was a match of you guys through Facebook today. He sent it to me.
Oh.
Manny, how'd you do in the poker? Manny played poker this week, but I have not heard back from him, so I'm assuming that he
didn't do it. Yeah, he didn't do what the shit did. Because if he won, he would have let everybody in podcast land know that the Weasel's on fire. He dominated Scottsburg. He dominated Austin. Or hell, he might be worldwide traveler now on the Weasel Mania tour or whatever like that. But don't talk about Manny the Weasel Valverde. He's still relying on bygone days when he was part of the Seymour Punks. You know, when he was over and all the women wanted him. We was counting the hot dogs on his neck. So don't put him over. Don't mention him at all, unless he's asking a super question for super money, and the Weasel want us to put it on his tab. So poop on him.
I don't think he knows how to do that, but he still has the highest viewed show that we've had since RVD. So I'll just throw that out there.
Well, I guess we need to have him on as a semi guest, or he can come in and they can wait for him to make a couple things. He can guest pose with bikini briefs on, and then we'll get all his followers online. They can ask all the questions, and maybe we can use the Weasel the way he uses all the women of Jackson County.
Aaron in the house. Hi, Rip and Vaughn. Scream Baboon in the house. Stephen Keys in the house. Says you look like you've been doing some motorboating. Screaming Baboon wants to know why Missy Hyatt's face looks so bloated. I'm sure it's probably called Botox would be my guess. I don't know that for a fact, but
I don't know about her face, but those her pectoralis majors and minors, they were bloated pretty well there. I think if you threw in some waters, I guess she would float. It would look like.
Manny Valverde said the Weasel said he would love to be on the same show with Missy. So whenever we get Missy Hyatt on, T Weasel wants to be on as well.
Okay. It might be. Maybe we can get some kind of contest where the Weasel and Manny, they can go off and like a semi honeymoon and stuff, and just, but only spooning is allowed.
Is Missy married? Does she have a man?
I don't know.
Aaron in here from Palm Beach County, Florida. Sean NG in here said he's a big, sexy Sean NG from Canada in the house. He's doing his own intro there.
Well, somebody's got to do it. He knows what he's over at.
That's right.
Did he say where he was from in Canada?
Just Canada. He's kind of like that one guy that was from California who knew the vet because he was from California.
Yeah, California. So
that small state of California.
Yeah, and the north and south that goes how many miles, but he's from California. Has the vet checked in today?
Not today.
He's probably sleeping late, or he's out with some young girl or young boy or whatever.
Vancouver, Canada.
Holy shit, Vancouver. All right. Shoot, I was in Vancouver. Shoot, me and a buddy and the bushwhackers go up there. We went up to Vancouver when Gene Kaniski was the owner. He was the boss, and then Al Tomko. So it didn't get any better than that.
Baboon said Manny lives in his mom's basement. Everybody in Canada knows each other.
Well, it's Canada, so if you're in Vancouver or the Maritimes or Calgary or anything in between, Edmonton, I guess if you're Canadian, you should know each other. We know everybody in the States, I'm thinking, or at least Jackson County.
Oh, sure. Jeff G in the house in green. Baboon in green. Shane Parks in green. Popcorn Classics just popped in. No pun intended there, Rip.
What was it? What? Popcorn Classics?
Yeah, that's his name.
Popcorn first name and Classics last name.
There's a
lot of top stars. Romeo, Dr. Tom we sat next to each other at the on the gimmick table thing yesterday.
Yeah.
So I would play bad boy and Dr. Tom would play good boy, and then we would sort of when people would come by, we'd sort of strong arm them into buying something. So I was always the bad guy with the insults, and he was always the nice guy.
Imagine that.
I wouldn't do anything. Right here, she is all goofy and everything like that. So I've got 0 teeth. Got wrong with the world's greatest photographer right here. This is one of the most awesome nights in my life. Just sitting here listening and all crying over this shit. Because I love this motherfucking business.
Oh, profanity.
Anyway, this guy who is clearly the big man on campus. What about 230, 240 football?
How about that, Rip?
Well, was that in Seymour when them guys from Jennings County jumped in or whatever?
Yeah, that's the story he was telling. That then you interrupted him, and he was like, "Rip, can I finish the story, man?"
Yeah. Well, he had the particulars wrong.
Yeah, I don't think he told it not quite right. I can't. Somebody jumped in, and I think you did maybe put the sugar hold on him or something. And
No, I just clamped him good.
told him to get out.
Yeah, I said, "Can you get out of here now?" He said, "Yeah." It was their highlight as kids, right? Jumping in there and doing that stuff.
Yeah. Then Romer had to jump in and said, "I was your manager."
Yeah, and well, I was going to get that in there lit because that was the leading to the whole thing. But anyway,
Yeah, the story was Mick Foley was telling. I guess I could have let it play, but he didn't really tell it totally right. But Rip was doing a show in Seymour. He was wrestling against Mick Foley, and the world famous photographer Scott Romer was Mick Foley's manager that night. But he ended up doing a turn and turning on Romer and everything. But there was somebody from the crowd, like a high school kid, jumped in the ring. Rip kind of pinned him down and asked him kindly to get out of the ring and watch the show in the seats, or else, I think. Something like that, Rip?
Yeah, I think I could have beat that kid, so maybe if not, we would have had a draw. So what the hell, right?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you were over there at CAC, up there with Mick Foley, man. I tell you.
Well, I owed him $7 from years ago, I think. So
those were your teeth you were holding up there? Was that what you had out?
Yeah, what I was doing, I was talking about how he paid for my teeth.
Yeah,
was what he did when he went to those the seminar in Chicago and the one they had in Broad Ripple in Indianapolis. So I pulled my teeth out and was talking about with him I'd be toothless. So I can't eat at the buffet. I can't eat at any buffet now. I can eat the food there that night. It didn't hot because he bought me the teeth. So I took them out and showed everybody.
Did you talk to Mick much after?
As soon as they went on there, they went on and they shipped him off to somewhere else. But I talked to him a whole lot during the thing. But everybody there was just trying to rub elbows or rub his butt or whatever, depending what sex they were. But he was the most popular man on the planet for the 4 days there at the Cauliflower Alley Club in Las Vegas. So he was over. Let's just put it that way.
Big George starting us off with the $1.99 super chat. How many times did you wrestle Dr. Tom?
In my life, I don't know. I remember we had the big angle to turn Dr. Tom heel. It was me and Chris Cole against Tom and Adrian Street, and my evil valet, Fleabag Brenda Britton. She paid Tom off, and we turned, and we all Tom took the money and walked out, and all of a sudden he was a big heel. And then me and Chris Cole pinned Adrian. We was posing above him and everything. And it's all because of Dr. Tom. So he's quite controversial.
Shane Parks throws the $1 out there for super chat. Get a question in there, Shane. George might have brought that up because he actually sent me some stuff today about Adrian's book. I don't know. Is this a new book that's out, or has this been out for a while?
It was out when Adrian was alive.
Well, I know. I mean, I know he's passed away, but
I
didn't know. Sometimes the release date still can be. Has it been out for a while? Do you know?
As far as I know, yeah.
Okay. Well, I've not seen it, read it, heard about it. So maybe I'm the one that's out of the loop. But you were mentioning in the book here, Rip. You got a whole section here about the Hustler. So that was pretty cool. It says, when Hustler Rip Rogers arrived in the territory with his valet, Miss Brenda Britton, it was like a breath of fresh air. They were great. When he first came in, after a series of wins against other baby faces, he began to zero in on me, and he wanted to be the Continental Champion. And it actually talked in here about what you were just talking about with Dr. Tom and what was it? Who was the other guy? Colt?
Yeah, Chris Colt. He was my partner. He was a heel. And Dr. Tom was a babyface there. That was for Ron Fuller and Continental. And that was done in Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah, right here it says at the end here. Now I had a score to settle with Dr. Tom Pritchard as well as Chris Von Colt, it says. And Hustler Rip Rogers. Rip Rogers with Brenda Britton versus Miss Linda and I had a great run. It was one of my all-time favorite feuds, Adrian said. It's pretty cool.
Well, he's just telling the truth, and I did owe him some money, so he was putting me over, trying to get that money.
It said what they all saw just moments earlier was Miss Brenda Britton sneak around the ring and hand Tom Pritchard a thick wad of banknotes. I had been sold out, betrayed for cash. Man, Dr. Tom, what a dirty bastard. I always thought he was a nice guy.
He was a nice guy until that night. But
Wow.
I think he had that little bit of evil in him anyway. And then all of a sudden, if somebody wanted to give you some money to just walk away, right? Not tag your partner and show everybody the money, put it down your pants and strut back and everything. I guess that'd be a pretty cool thing. You get that adrenaline rush. So I can see him doing that.
As the $1 Million Man once said, everybody's got a price.
Everybody's got a price. That's
Even
right.
nice Dr. Tom Pritchard.
Yeah, and he's one in the top 10 guys in the world to be one of the youngest doctors. And he tested out of a lot of classes. He was so intelligent, so smart, so over that he actually, within 3.5 years in the business, he became a doctor.
Wow, that's amazing.
Incredible. That is, isn't it? Uh-huh.
Incredible. I can't go without saying, too, in this book, our very own Big George is mentioned, a.k.a. Ben Masters, a.k.a. Big George, right here
What?
from Wrestling with Rip Rogers Live.
Yeah, well, George, Ben Masters and George are the same. You know what I mean?
That's
and
what a.k.a. means.
Yeah, I think Aka. Yeah,
Otherwise, no.
Yeah, I think he was trying to kayfabe his seventh wife that he didn't want her to know of his inglorious past because he was a pro. He had the two different names and stuff. The names had been changed to protect the guilty, and what it was he was a player. He was young, shaved, tan, and vascular. He was a player. So if you girls hear the name Ben Masters, I'll tell you right now, it's time to run. He's got that silver tongue.
What about if Missy hears that name? What should she do?
I think for some reason that George took many a nap on those things.
Oh, yeah?
I think so. He was talking about motorboat. I didn't know what motorboating was, but he kept talking about motorboating and just or whatever. So, but his secret's safe with us, so we won't tell anybody.
Yeah, nobody will watch this show. We won't tell anybody. It won't be out on the internet or nothing.
Nothing like that. Uh-huh.
Ben Masters promoted Peach State Wrestling in America something.
Well, if the Peach State now is Gordon Soley. What did he want to say? So long from the Peach State of Georgia. So the Peach State for as Pez Watley would say, all you tobacco chewing hillbillies, if you hear anything about the Peach State, it's talking about the state of Atlanta, Georgia, and good old US of A.
I'm trying to get you over here, Ben. Ben was a great guy and an excellent promoter. Every show I wrestled for him was always packed to the capacity. How about that? Adrian said that about Ben Masters.
Well, they had that deal. He was promoting his book, and Adrian getting a little bit of money under the table. Well, he was actually paying Adrian in pounds, so that the people from England would know he was getting when he was. Adrian had so many places to live. He was in and out. He was making money in every kind of denomination or whatever it was.
Shane Parks, who gave us $1 a little bit ago, now has his question. Any legend you would have liked to wrestle or meet and didn't get to?
Well, I wish I could have wrestled Buddy Rogers in his prime. That's for sure. And I'd like to wrestle the former heavyweight champion of the world, Jimmy Londos, also, because I would have been taller than him, and I'd have been like Andre I'd be feeling like Andre the Giant because I was taller than the world heavyweight champion at the time.
Thank you, Shane. Screaming Baboon, $2. Most blown up raggedy you ever been in a match?
I know this. I never was like that. after about 2 years, you learn to relax and you really learn to work. And I never was ready to puke and blown up like the other guys were. I guess I was just nuts. I don't know, or maybe it was just learning how to relax.
How about in the beginning then? You said after 2 years. What about within the first 2 years? Were you ever?
That was probably an every night. That was probably an every night situation. Well,
My first actual singles match, I believe it had to be my first. It was against Nick Dinsmore, Eugene, at the public school 89 or whatever number that was. What number did we wrestle at? Dr. What's his name? Remember the public school?
Oh, Dr. Mike.
Yeah, Dr. Mike.
Dr. Mike Brown. Yeah.
You remember what number with public school was?
No, You're right. It was a number.
Public PS 89 or something.
Yeah.
I had a singles match with Nick, and I thought I was going to hyperventilate, puke, everything, die. I was so blown up in the first 2 minutes of that match. I was like, holy shit, I'm not going to be able to do this stuff anymore. It was crazy. But recovered, got my breath finally. Not that I never really did it again. I did, but like you said, you kind of learn. You kind of try not to get blown up before the match starts. Try not to get too.
When you're starting out, you're sitting there thinking about so much stuff, and you're getting in the ring before you even lock up. You're halfway blown up.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty wild. I was like, holy shit. What else we got? We got any more super chat questions in there? Slow day. I know we got ripped some money last week. Jeff G in green said he hugged Missy at the expo. Those are nice, he said.
Yeah, he stood about 5 feet from her, and he was hugging her. So those things were sort of pushing Big Jeff back, and it was sort of funny to watch how he could be close and be far away at the same time. So that's a good situation for any male, at least,
or female.
Well, I know she was going like this, to tweak him up a little bit. And the big man was looking left and right. He says, well, hell, I might as well enjoy him. What the hell?
Manny Valverde, T. Weasel says, Weasel did not cash in the tournament. Counting gas and losing a parlay, lost $200 at the casino, $270 at the casino. Raced home, played in a cash game at the VFW, and rallied to win $308 for a $48 profit on the day. Good comeback, Weasel. What a great comeback.
Yeah, you knew the Weasel was going to sell at one time. You know he's going to come back. Everybody will get overconfident, and then the Weasel's going to come out on top.
So he went down to the big boys at the casino and lost his ass, and then had to come back home to the VFW where he plays every day, so he knows how everybody plays to win. You got to learn to play against other people, Weasel. You can't just play at the VFW all your life. You got to get out there and win at the casinos, man.
But if you're one eye is king in the valley of the blind, right? Mm-hmm. A big fish in a small pond. That's why in certain places of the world, the Weasel is over as a big time gambler. And that's why he's got all these women still after him, even though he's given the illusion that he's got hot dogs in his neck and he's got the head shaved and lives in mom's basement, and he's really the super stud. He's just trying to kayfabe it.
Rip, did you ever wrestle in Africa?
Just South Africa, not Africa.
Shane Parks in green said, Rip, I heard they roasted Mick Foley. Mick called you to the stage. Did you have fun with that? Well, in that clip we just showed, that was.
Yeah. Well, the whole.
Was it a roast?
Yeah, it was a roast. They would tell stories about Mick that was sort of funny and stuff like that. So everybody, they were in a laughing mood. So he was he would be knocking himself about stuff. So it was cool.
Did you ever gamble while you were there, Rip?
No,
No?
no.
Any hookers?
I resemble that remark. I refuse to. What's the one? Will it will incriminate me or whatever?
I resemble that remark. That's a yes right there.
Oh, okay. I knew I heard that somewhere.
Mike Thompson always used to say that all the time. I resemble that remark.
Yeah.
Huh. Here we got a Screaming Baboon, $2 super chat. Wrestle Buzz Sawyer. He's slobbering high on coke.
I used to like to wrestle Buzz Sawyer. In the ring, he was really, really good. And for some reason, he did everything I told him to. But outside the ring, whew, he was just super in the ring and not so much outside of the ring.
Oh yeah.
I think he led the league in taking guys' money, and then he would just disappear for him to train him. He got Undertaker for some. I remember that, and there was somebody else too. I can't, but Undertaker was the most well known that Bud got it, or the Buzz got his money.
Greg Smith in the house in green. Just got home from work. Haven't caught the live show in a couple weeks. Welcome, Greg. Now we finally got somebody that can correct your shit, Rip.
Well, shit, anybody with a half a brain could correct my shit. Years ago, I would have remembered it. Now I'll start talking, and I'm in my head. I'm going, "What the hell was I talking about?"
Aaron asked a bunch of questions in here. Aaron, you got to go get in green or super chat or something, but we'll take one of them. Slow day today. Hey, Rip, did you ever had steel cage matches?
Duh. Yes. I tried to have as little as possible, but what I would do, I'd book me like 6 in a row. So I'd get color on the first night. Then after that, the next night, all I had to do was start sweating, and the blood would be coming down. So that was a good way to do it. Or like Jose Gonzalez, he said, "Amigo, you need some use." I just grabbed mine. I took all his off, and I put it on my head because I had the ice white hair at the time. And so I just took his blood and used that. I guess that was unsanitary. This was before the big AIDS scare and stuff. But what the hell? I rolled the dice.
All good, Aaron. Don't worry about it. We got you. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it. Jeff G says, "What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas."
That's what I heard. But I'm trying to get some little collaboration with some females, and this one I didn't know if it was a male or female. I didn't really ask. I mean, she was about 6'5", but she looked great. So, and then I kept walking by, and she just showed me the tongue and everything. So I'm looking left, looking right, looking behind me, and I give it the old me, and then she went again. So, hey, I'm just so super hot at age 71. This might be I guess 71 is the new prime of your life, I guess then.
Hell yeah. I like that. His Machine says Buzz got Magnum TA for a lot of money.
Yeah, that was another one he got.
All right. What else? We need some questions. We got a slow day today, Rip. We're tired of your ass in here, I guess.
Well, I'd be tired of my ass too. What the hell?
I'm looking for the book Merchant of Menace by Adrian Street was released in 2015. Wow. So you probably seen all that stuff I showed today then, huh?
Well, I didn't buy the book, so I saw it when George put it on there. But that was it. I don't think I've ever actually bought a wrestling book. If I did, I forgot about it. Or it taught me all I need to know, one or the other.
Rip, what are your thoughts on the Miss Macho Man contest in 1981?
Well, that was a good that was a good one because Pez Watley actually won it. So there was the big old box, and there was somebody inside the box, and they opened it, and Garvin opened it up, and there was Pistol Pez Watley dressed up as a girl, and he was complaining about that, but I guess Crusher Broomfield and Garvin or whatever dressed him up like a girl and threw him in the box, and then Pez was embarrassed on nationwide, hell, worldwide television. We'll just Dusty Rhodes it and embellish it a little bit. So Pez was worldwide as Miss Macho Man contest. So there he was in a bra and panties, and I admit he did look pretty hot. And if I took my glasses off, which I didn't have then, I guess he would have looked real good. But that was Pez and the Miss Macho Man contest.
So, like, when you guys did something like that, whose idea was that?
Garvin's.
Yeah,
Garvin he did the same thing with Jerry Blackwell, who was Crusher Blackwell in Knoxville, and they had the big box there. And then he come out of it, and Blackwell was a heel, and he beat up all the baby faces. So a lot of stuff they were repeat angles that or changed a little bit, but you had the general idea. And usually you'd pull shit from Garvin, Roop, and Orton because they had worked a lot of stuff with Fuller in Knoxville. So Fuller was a genius on angles.
Would Miser or Savage or somebody have to approve it, or they just do it?
No, they would have a TV meeting.
Yeah,
they would all have a TV meeting. There'd be plenty of alcohol, plenty of what's marijuana's name for the cannabis. There's a lot of cannabis there, and then they was always pushing the table. Somebody was getting mad at somebody about something from 30 years ago or whatever like that. But yeah.
Now, how many writers did you have in those?
We didn't have. There was no writers at all. Yeah, that's the thing that nobody could get. No, you didn't have writers. You just say, hey.
I know. I was just kidding. I know you didn't have writers.
Right. Okay. God, I guess we went out of business anyway. So I guess if we'd have had writers, we'd have went out even. Or I guess we could have just went out in the street and got a couple of hobos. Maybe the Weasel, maybe he could apply for that. And maybe the Weasel could have been a pro wrestling writer.
Yeah, if you would have had writers, ICW would probably still be on right now.
Yeah, that's right. We would have. Damn. We missed the boat on that one.
Sure did. Streaming Baboon, $2, 6'5" man, wanted you, Rip. Free prostate examination.
Let me see. I don't think he wanted me. I think she, it, or what. I think she was that whatever it was just teasing me. But I probably could get a free. I think I do need one of those. I've never had one officially. I've had some non-licensed people down there. So far they've been all female. So, but what the hell?
I'm gone. Yep. Okay. God damn it.
Now I didn't know how to turn the thing off.
I saw earlier yesterday. God damn it.
Tried to turn.
God damn it. How do I turn this son of a bitch off? Just hit end. God damn it. All right,
Hey.
I'll rip out of his misery and kick him out of here, even though this is great TV right here.
You couldn't make that shit up, could you?
I'm going to play that every show from now until the death of this show.
No, you're not. You're just saying that.
I am too.
You'll forget. You'll forget.
Probably. That is classic, man. Dylan still texts me like every other day. Hey, I just watched this video again. I saw Ben Hameen posted it in one of his groups, said he watched it like 50 times or something. I mean, if there's ever a video that should go viral, I think that's the one right there.
Well, that would be totally embarrassing, if I had young grandchildren, they'd see their grandfather like that using profanity. But the main thing was I didn't know how to get out of the thing. So, but
How
I'm
did
not
you end
just
up getting out of there?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Baboon wants it in our intro. Yeah, we would if I don't know if GD will get us kicked off YouTube in the first 10 seconds of every show that we have or not. What else been going on, Rib? Have you talked to anybody lately? What about Renee? Have you talked to Renee at all lately? Is he still doing his show? I haven't seen anything from him.
He's still doing his show.
Is he?
Yeah, he's still over.
I thought there for a while he disappeared or something. He's back.
Well, as far as I know, I wasn't an avid follower, so I didn't know how stuff gets on there anyway. So I don't sit down and watch a show.
Yeah, you wouldn't even follow our channel. Surely you wouldn't follow Renee's.
Who don't follow our channel?
You remember we tried to get you to subscribe to it.
Oh, that was when they wanted all that information.
Yeah, all that pertinent information.
Yeah, I didn't know. No pertinent information.
So I would hope you didn't subscribe to Renee's if you wouldn't even subscribe to your own.
No, I guess I don't. For some, whenever he pops up, or if he texts me or whatever you do, then if he asks me something, I'll answer it. But most of the other stuff, imagine that I'm in the dark.
Yeah, I don't know. I used to get notifications on him, so maybe he still doesn't. I haven't seen it in a while if he does. Billy Ray Dollar, $9.99. Hey, that's awesome. Thanks, man. How much did you enjoy the CAC? Will you go back next year?
Well, hell, will I go back next year? It'll be the 60th one, the 60th anniversary of the CAC. First of all, I got to see if I got any jingle in my pocket. If I got jingle, I'll attempt to go. If I don't have jingle, then I won't be going. Then again, I could have a special thing where you can throw me in your change, and then for the next year, then all of a sudden I have enough money to go there, get there. Oh my God, when they have the only $18.99 for the breakfast, I said, holy shit, it's best not. You learn not to eat, but then again, you learn your life skills and eat off other people's plates, and you bribe the guy putting the scraps in there. Hey, put them in the scrap box like me and Randy Savage used to do, and get this and that. But the great biscuits, the great pancakes. I'm not even. I got my pants up extra high because I probably gained oodles and oodles of weight. Oh, I saw Lenny Denton there, who was the grappler.
Yeah,
and he got up to like 300 pounds, and then I said, and then he come in. I said, God damn. And then he's in the gym with me, just training like a bastard, looking fucking great. I said, what's up? He said, the doctor, if I didn't lose this weight, I was dead. I said, well, that's always a determining factor usually. I said, fuck, you look great. He said, no, I went to the doctor for something. He said, you'll be dead in so long. So that scared him into training and eating right. Not as much fun, but better than being croaked.
Yeah, I'd say. So you enjoyed it, though. Billy Ray Dollar, for his $9.99, wants to know if you enjoyed yourself at the CAC.
Well, no matter where, it was the greatest time I had last week or this week.
I mean, it's got to be kind of cool. It's better than sitting around doing nothing, seeing a bunch of old wrestlers and stuff, right?
Oh, yeah. You talk shit, talk stories, and then when you're talking with the old ones, he'd say something. I said, well, hell, I didn't remember. And I'd tell him, and he said, well, hell, I don't remember either. So what the hell? We can just keep telling the same stories back and forth because we ain't going to remember anyway.
Now, Lynn Denton was a grappler. They were the grapplers. Who was his partner when they were the grapplers in Memphis? Do you know?
Oh, it would have been Tony Anthony, because they were the Dirty White. Then they were when I went to Atlanta with Ole the first time, they were the Dirty White Boys.
Oh shit! So that was Tony. I don't think I knew that. That was Tony Anthony.
Oh, maybe he doesn't want it out. But yes, when Dr. Tom's, yeah, Dr. Tom's, he's married to dirty white girl's sister, and she was married to Tony.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
See, you're learning all kinds of this shit.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Billy Ray Dollar, you're learning all the inside kayfabe shit.
Right here on Ask Rip Rogers Live.
Live. Now don't mess it up.
There for a while, man. They made the grapplers. They made them pretty tough there on old Memphis. You know, I didn't know that's.
Then they had the loaded boot gimmick. You know.
Yep. Holy shit! Look what just happened, Rip.
What's this say? Holy shit! Center the board, motherfuckers here. Holy shit!
Rip might have a heart attack right here on Live
I don't
TV.
want to have. I could have one. I don't want to have a heart attack, but you know.
Hey, Hustler, what were some of the best tag teams in the 1970s in the territories?
Wow. I'm trying to think when it comes back to the 70s. I always thought Ray Stevens and Pat Patterson was the best tag team. They had it all. They had the teamwork. They were about the same size. They were great bump men. They had great psychology. They knew all they were two great singles wrestlers, and they were put together, and then what they could do, they were older, but they learned to use their brains more than their brawn, and between the two of them, they had so much worldwide experience. You could be the world's worst baby face, and you just listen to them, you'd have a great match. But Ray Stevens and Pat Patterson, they were just phenomenal. And
what about the Valiants? What about the Valiants?
Oh, the Valiants, they were great because I didn't know what good wrestlers were. The Valiants couldn't get along.
In real life?
Yeah.
Man, I can't believe somebody couldn't get along with Jimmy. Jimmy seemed so laid back. Was he not like that back then?
No, he was like that, but some people just rub people the wrong way. But a lot of times they wouldn't even travel together and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. And it was, Johnny was sort of, he was Bruno's buddy. That's how he got in the business. Bruno Sammartino, he was from Pittsburgh. And he's charismatic, but nowhere what Handsome Jimmy was. Handsome Jimmy was the show.
Yeah.
But they was a great team. They socialized in the ring, and that was it.
How about that? See, we're learning all the kayfabe stuff here with Ask Rip Rogers Live. $50 question. We'll throw a couple more out there. What about the Andersons? They were in the 70s, weren't they, Shirley?
They were in the 70s. They were in the 80s. Now, they were great. But when I first met Gene, he'd already had a stroke or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was almost Ole in the ring all the time because Gene really couldn't do that much. But they had such a great name that people would come to see him because they were the Anderson brothers. But Ole was a general in that ring, and he was a wrestler. He just wanted to look. He was solid. He would look good. He was a great amateur wrestler. He was a great trainer, and he would just eat you up out there. And if you didn't know how to really wrestle, you were in trouble. And he just rib you and take you down, wouldn't let you up. He'd wrestle the Road Warriors, do whatever the hell he wanted to. But he was the guy that created him, so he wouldn't care. He'd let him know who the boss was, really.
Yeah, I liked it back then, like in the 80s. I loved tag team wrestling, and then Vince kind of put the end to it. Now it's always mid card, like. Then you'll see a star beat the tag team champions by himself. I mean, they've really degraded, at least WWE has, tag team wrestling.
Yeah, it depends what the boss wants. You know, the boss pays you, and nothing you can do about it. But a lot of times they would get two guys that have been there too long together, really, And instead of leaving, then they would tag them up. Then they'd be a great tag team for a long time. Then all of a sudden, that one would turn on the other one. Now they're back working with each other, and people forgot about the last 8 years, and then all of a sudden they're fresh again.
Baboon said the best tag team was the Assassins. The Assassins had a good run, or at least one set of Assassins in Memphis, I remember.
Well, the original Assassins, who was Tom Renesto and Jody Hamilton, yeah, a lot of times before the cable TV, there would be a whole lot of assassins because they just take some guy and put a hood on him, and he's an assassin.
Was it either Ron or Don Bass or both? Weren't they assassins?
Probably.
Oh shit! I just heard a Cornette. Somebody had asked a question about Heenan,
Mm-hmm.
and he said Heenan started wrestling. His first match was, I think he was one of the assassins. He said never wrestled. One of them was sick or couldn't be there or something. Now, I don't think this was like Bruiser's Assassins, probably another whole different set of. And he said they put Heenan under the hood and just said, go stand up there. You don't really have to do anything. The other guy will do all the work, and they'll just come and like bump you off a couple times or something. And
that sounds completely rational. It does. Anybody, all you got to do is Curtis Smith. He was Moondog. He was an assassin. Anything under the hood. He was a great performer. But any team in the nation that was known like that, he was always a part of it. And he was a real nice guy, but he can adapt and he could be anything.
Well, thank you, center of the board. Really appreciate it. Thanks for coming in and helping out today. Hopefully we hit enough of the tag teams for you there. Mine was the Hollywood Blondes, man. Rip Rogers and whichever Oates it was. Ted Oates, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were the second ones.
Yeah, I know. Just
yeah. Well, the Jerry Brown team with Buddy Roberts, they were the originals, and they had the manager. They were great. So all of a sudden, Ole just comes in. You're the Hollywood Blondes, right? Okay. Then he tells me who my tag team partner was, and I never even met him before, right? So that's the way the wrestling business was. And then Pillman, who became a big star, and then Stone Cold Steve Austin probably became the biggest star with this and that. They were the Hollywood Blondes for a while. So what you do is you get a rub from that. If you were the Road Warriors, and in 20 years from now there's another Road Warrior team, all of a sudden people say, "Oh, I remember that name somewhere." I say, "Yeah, these guys are older now, but they're still here."
Hold on, I got to reply to this message real quick. So I got to leave in 7 minutes. The show's going to be over in 7 minutes. If you got any more questions or super chats, I got to go pick up some weights, Rip. I bought some weights for Lila's gym. I got to go to Noblesville and pick them up and be back before the school bus gets here. Maria Lilas, the wife of mine, is in Mexico, Rip. So I'm single dad this week. I was single dad last weekend. She was in Nashville. Maybe she's cheating on me. Who knows? Now she's in Mexico. She left Wednesday morning and won't get back till Sunday night. So,
well, if she comes home and keeps speaking Spanish, that means she's been with a Mexican lover. And como está usted, and that's it. Well, you could get Weasel as a translator, though.
Yeah,
because he didn't know any Spanish either, did he?
The only Mexican in Seymour that doesn't speak Spanish.
Any Mexican anywhere in the world that
in the world
speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Let's see. Center of the board, $20.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Hustler, the version of the Sheepherders I remember were Jonathan Boyd and Luke Williams, but later reincarnations were Butch Miller. What happened to Jonathan Boyd that caused riots in Mobile?
No, let me tell you the real story.
Oh, wait, sorry. What happened to Jonathan Boyd, period, that guy caused riots in Mobile.
Yeah. See, Butch and Luke were the originals. All of a sudden, Butch's old lady, he had been gone for years. So she made him come home. so they needed a replacement. So Boyd lived in Portland, so all of a sudden he became one of the sheep herders with Lukey. So the original team was Butch and Luke. Butch went back, and then it was Boyd and Luke, because he was one of the original something else with Norman Frederick Charles III. They had the Aussie accent, etc. So he was a temporary for Butch, and then as the Bushwhackers, then Butch was allowed to come back because his old lady could make he can make a whole lot of money. So then it was him and Lukey as the Bushwhackers, and they did this to fame, more money. And Lukey was, I talked with Lukey at the he was there at the Cauliflower Alley Club. He's looking great. He's older than me. He's gimmick. We was telling stories. I saw him when he come in. I kayfabed him, turn around. I said, "Brad Wickham," and I turned my head down, and then he turned around, and then when he turned around again, I said, "Brad Wickham." That was his real name. So he just he always called me the gimmick. So I was the human gimmick, and he was just Brian Wickham to me. So he was looking good, doing the Kiwi strut, etc. So I know I got off the train of thought, but whatever there was, that's the answer.
No, that's great. So Jonathan Boyd was not in WWF, right? That was Luke and
Right.
Butch.
Yeah, that
Boyd was in Memphis, though, I think. Jonathan Boyd, I'm positive, was the
He
Memphis.
probably was. Yeah. Now, see what it was. See, there was Boyd was with Norman Frederick. They were the Royal Kangaroos at one time, and they were married to the famous Beach Girls from Portland. And then that's when Jimmy Snuka, from Snuka to Piper, and then when I was leaving Portland, Piper willed her over to me. So one of the other the youngest sister of the Beach Girls, then she was with me for a while. And when she showed up in Lexington off the bus with Randy, she stayed 3 days. I sent her off. Randy said, "Get rid of her." I sent her back on the bus back to Portland. She changed the ticket. All of a sudden, Piper calls me 2 days later. He says, "Pam's here." I said, "Pam?" He goes, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, I put her on the bus." I guess anyway. But you know how wrestlers, it doesn't quite come out as the way you thought it was going to be. Whatever the question was, that's the answers, and that's the way I know them, and I'm sticking to them.
So maybe you answered it and I wasn't listening. Did you say what happened to Jonathan Boyd then after Luke or Butch came back?
No, I don't know what. He probably went back to drinking in Portland. He was a hell of a drinker.
Got it. Thank you, Center of the Board. Appreciate it. Look who's here, man. I don't think he's been here in a while. Frank's Pickle Barrel Ass is here. Said Mr. Iguana is seeing my wife. Mr. Iguana, so he's like this green painted guy. Looks like something straight out of AEW or somewhere else that's now in WWE because they bought like AAA, and it's some little skinny guy that paints his face green and carries a like stuffed iguana around in the ring. I can't believe he's on WWE TV, really.
Well, sounds like an exciting thing.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I was always a lucha man myself.
Yeah. Thanks for that. Thanks for being on here, Frank. T. Weasel, the Mexican lover that doesn't speak Spanish. There you go.
Just let him slide. He already got his 5 minutes of fame.
All right, today, man. Went fast today. 1 hour went fast. Big George, Shane Parks, Screaming Baboon, Screaming Baboon, Screaming Baboon, Shane Parks, Screaming Baboon, Billy Ray Dollar with the big $9.99, center of the board with the big 5-0, baby, and center of the board with the big 2-0 to round off a great show coming off the Cauliflower Alley. One last thing I just wanted to mention. You see that Hulk Hogan stuff by chance, Rip?
Okay, which thing about Hulk Hogan?
That they're saying now that maybe the doctor had messed up and cut one of his, I don't know, cut something during the surgery, like one of his, what are the things coming out of your heart? not vessels or veins, but arteries cut like an artery or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And that caused possibly all the shit. It's
Well,
like under a little investigation now or some shit I'm reading.
well, either that you could make a rumor about anything, or they can cover up anything that really happened, and you can only go by what somebody reports on. And if I got
Well-
millions of dollars and or this was going to hurt, hey, the world is an evil, corrupt place. Shit happens, and nobody's gonna own up to what they did. Then they would have got caught in a lawsuit, and they'd have lost all their money. They'd have lost everything else. So,
Well, I think they still might. It's that so supposedly somebody has said something and it's out there and it's under investigation now. So I don't think it's over. So we'll stay tuned and find out if there was some foul play there with the Hulkster. Anyway.
I think Manny the Weasel Valverde, I think he's got his law degree. I think he's a good guy for investigating stuff. And he's well known in Scottsburg and Austin. And besides Seymour, I think he'd be a good representative to get on it. You know, get on the Weasel Mobile and get out of Mom's basement. And he could go investigate.
Or we could have Dr. Tom do it. He's a doctor.
He's a doctor already. Yeah.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
Yeah, Dr. Tom.
Dr. Tom. He'll get on it.
Is the music playing now?
What's over?